All right, sorry guys, real quick. This is I almost got through all of it in 10 minutes, but this is the ending of that chapter, and it's important because I'm going to read the next chapter, which is nuts. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me one moment. All right. They shall be in sore tribulation from hunger and thirst and anxiety. They shall be slaves unto those who serve them, and bitter shall be their slavery. Then shall the earth, which has become desolate of the inhabitants, find peace, and the remnant that is left shall return, every man to his own land and to the inheritance of his fathers. The men shall increase like locusts upon the earth which was laid waste, and Egypt shall be ravaged, Arabia shall be burnt with fire, and the land of Hebron shall be laid waste. And the tongue of the sea shall be at peace, and all the wrath and anger of the king of the Greeks shall have full course upon those who have denied Christ, and there shall be great peace on the earth, the like of which has not been from the creation of the world until the end, for it is the last peace. And there shall be great joy on earth, and men shall dwell in peace and quiet. Convents and churches shall be restored, cities shall be built, the priests shall be freed from taxes, and men shall rest from their labor and anxiety of heart. They shall eat, drink, and there shall be neither pain nor care, and they shall marry wives and beget children during that true peace. And listen to this. And I just did this yesterday. Like I told you that St. Christopher was of the dog-headed race. There's other beings in this world besides human beings, and this is going to get really real, guys, on this earth pretty soon. So check this. Then shall the gates of the north be open, and the nations shall go forth that were imprisoned there by Alexander the king. And it's talking about Alexander the Great. And that is talking about 20 races of giants that are released from inner earth in the north after this Muslim slavery takeover, and then things get back to a peaceful time for a very short time. Then the giants are released. Pause 1 second. And all right. And I've read this before, but I want to read it in context because it's important. All right. So this is right here. Of Gog and Magog, who are imprisoned in the north. Chapter 54 of the Book of the Bee. When Alexander was king and had subdued countries and cities and had arrived in the east, he saw on the confines of the east those men who are of the children of Japheth. They were more wicked and unclean than all the other dwellers in the world, filthy peoples of hideous appearance who ate mice and the creeping things of the earth and snakes and scorpions. They never buried the bodies of their dead, and they ate as dainties the children which women aborted in the afterbirth. People ignorant of God and unacquainted with powers of reason, but who lived in the world without understanding, like ravening beasts. When Alexander saw their wickedness, he called Gog to his aid, and he gathered together and brought them and their wives and children and made them go in and shut them up within the confines of the north. This is the gate of the world on the north, and there is no other entrance or exit from the confines of the world from the east to the west. Now that is separate from the 3 entrances to hell. Those are separate. And Alexander prayed to God with tears, and God heard his prayer and commanded those 2 lofty mountains which are called the children of the north, and they drew nigh to one another until there remained between them about 12 cubits. Then he built in front of them a strong building, and he made for it a door of brass and anointed it within and without with the oil of Thanactus, so that if they should bring iron implements near to it to force it open, they would be unable to move it. And if they wished to melt it with fire, it would quench it. And it feared neither the operations of devils nor sorcerers, and was not to be overcome by them. Now, this is important. See those names right there. See the dogmen? Cynocephali. That's what St. Christopher was. He was a dogman that had tusks. That's what's coming out of inner earth, the bad ones that eat human beings. Because he ate meat, but he never wanted to be like the other dogmen race. So that's why he became a Christian, and he told people to stop worshiping idols. That was the main thing that St. Christopher did, is he stopped people from worshiping pagan idols. And that's what the Catholic Church does to this day. So rethink your religious beliefs before it's too late. Now, there are 22 kingdoms imprisoned within the northern gate, and their names are these: Gog, Magog, Nawal, Ashkenaz, Denfar, Pakte, Walote, Humye, Parze, Dekle, Thebale Dharma. You can read the rest. And the Dogmen, and then the rest down there. And it says cannibals are one of the races, so that's never good. And at the end of the world, and at the final consummation, when men are eating and drinking and marrying wives. Interesting, because it says that in the Bible, that's when people think the rapture is going to happen, when men are marrying wives and stuff like that. So interesting. We haven't had a rapture yet, because listen, in the last verse, it said holy men of God are treated with tribulation during the time of the Muslim takeover. And why would it be a Muslim takeover? Because Obama is the Muslim Antichrist. Did a 2-hour video on it talking about iPet Goat 3 and how it relates to Obama being the Antichrist. And everything going on right now with the inoculations and whatnot. So when men are eating and drinking, marrying wives, and women are given to husbands, when they are planting vineyards and building buildings, and there is neither wicked man nor adversary on account of the assured tranquility and certain peace, suddenly the gates of the north shall be opened, and the host of the nations that are imprisoned there shall go forth. The whole earth shall tremble before them, and men shall flee and take refuge in the mountains and in caves, and in burial places and in clefts of the earth, and they shall die of hunger, and there will be none to bury them, by reason of the multitude of afflictions which they will make men suffer. They will eat the flesh of men and drink the blood of animals. They will devour creeping things of the earth and hunt for serpents and scorpions and reptiles that shoot out venom and eat them. They will eat dead dogs and cats and the abortions of women in the afterbirth, and they will give mothers the bodies of their children to cook, and they will eat them before them without shame. They will destroy the earth, and there will be none able to stand before them. After 1 week of that sore affliction, they will all be destroyed in the plain of Joppa. For thither will all those people be gathered together with their wives and their sons and their daughters. And by the command of God, one of the hosts of the angels will descend and will destroy them in 1 moment. And this right here is where all of that information came from. If you want to find out if it is legitimate or not, go look it up. It's at all these different... hold on, I'm just reading this as we go. In the Oxford MS chapter 55. Yep. So that's it. And then the last chapter after that is talking about the Antichrist, which I'm going to do in a separate video because it takes way too long. And people figure out, it tells you all about how they figure out he's the Antichrist, how they're tricked by him. And then you see down here that Elijah comes, one of the 2 witnesses, with the other one being Enoch. And that's it. See you on the next one, guys.